guys, it's Trent here from Physique Fit PT. This is my first ever video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's going to be exciting. I've got a few things coming up that I'd like to share with you all. But first I'd like to kind of get into some mass building exercises, kind of what everybody wants to know about. So without further ado, let's get into it. So everybody wants to know how to stack on mass super fast, super quick, right? Everybody wants that quick fix. Everything's going to make them super jacked, massive, in very, very minimal time. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. You have to obviously have a dedicated mindset, I guess you would call it, to really seek out your goals and push yourself to the next level, right? But what people don't know is that sometimes they're not highly educated. Well, not in degree educated, but they're not as highly educated as some other people are. So what I'd like to share is that compound movements are, I find, an absolute necessity when it comes to keeping your workout strong and avoiding those plateaus and things like that. So what sort of exercises are involved? Things that are going to be using more than one joint, right? So you've got a squat, for example, which has got your hips and your knees and bits and pieces of your ankles, if you want to include it, whatever. That's got two joints, right? And then you've got like a bench press or a seated row, for example, that's got your high pull, you've got your knees, you got your elbows, your shoulders, and your scapula or your shoulder blades, right? That's what's kind of involved in a compound movement, more than two joints working at the one time. Whereas a bicep curl, just one, you've got your elbow moving in one go, that's all it is. So it creates so much mass because it's breaking down that muscle, right? You incorporating all of your muscles that are involved. So in a seated row, you got your forearm, your bicep, your back, your shoulders, your trap, all that jazz that is involved in lifting heavy weight consistently, bringing it up and back, up and back, up and back, breaking down that muscle fiber, creating that release in hormones and etc. etc. The more stuff, there's a bit more detail that I'll probably go into in other further videos. But with increasing hormones, you're going to stimulate muscle growth, right? So that's what you want to do. Compound movements, incorporating more muscles, stimulate more muscle growth, right? So basically, it's a win-win situation for everybody, right? You're becoming more functionally appropriate. You can move better, do certain things a bit better. You're getting massive. You're stripping down heaps of fat. Your muscles are working overtime and creating that much heat that you're physically just burning fat all the time. You can't be burning muscle. There's a lot of controversy around it, but that's absolutely fine. We'll just stick to the fat burning principles and muscle burning principles for now. So there was a study that was completed in the elderly that proved that with exercise and supplementation, there was a higher release of IGF-1, which is insulin-like growth factor 1, which aids in the muscle repair and regeneration after strenuous resistance exercise. So there was a lot of elderly people, I should say, that after doing the resistance, they found that their muscles were regenerating if they weren't doing any exercise or if they were just supplementating alone. So the exercise and the supplementation had a slight correlation. It was close, but with extra supplementation, they were able to achieve better results with lesser time, you would say. So compound movements are the way to go, I feel, personally. Look, I'm never going to say don't include a bicep curl or a tricep push down, things like that, because they isolate the exercise and there's always good reason to use isolation. You need to isolation for high reps, 8 to 12 is really going to break down that muscle fiber in that specific point. But compound movements for overall mass is going to be the most scientifically proven way of putting mass on. So hopefully, guys, this hasn't been too much detail. I've been learning a lot. There's a lot to learn. and I apologise if your head has exploded, especially with the hormone bit, but there will be a lot more that I can go into down the track that will explain it a little bit more. So if you want a copy of what I mean by compound movement, it'll all be down in the bottom there. I'll put a link up to just like a little, I suppose, maybe like a PDF or something like that you guys can have a look at. Let me know how you go. I'm always happy to comment. I'd love to hear your reviews. Tell me what you did and didn't like about the movie, video. Feedback is awesomely appreciated, especially for my first video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be able to hear from you guys all soon. Click the buttons. I don't know how this sort of stuff works. Do you have to like press up here? Or press up here? Press up here. See what happens. Click like, share, comment, everything like that. Cheers, guys. Physique Fit PT. Get it up.